If you're seeing this reading, I believe it's probably for a reason. I don't believe there's such a thing as coincidences, so if we cross paths, there might be something you want to hear, maybe, if you care to stay and listen. I'm the Page of Pentacles. The only accounts I have are listed right above me. If you wanted a personal reading, you'd have to reach out to me, and I would reach out first. And yeah, I suppose take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And I've sent this into the universe with the hope that it finds the right people who need to hear it. All right. First cards that are coming out here are the 10 of Pentacles, King of Cups, and the World. This feels like a completion. I feel like the stuttering is significant. You're stuttering to a stop, if you will. And it feels like a stop. You're like, okay, well, I did all this work, and now what? I'm on my throne, and now what? Okay. I feel like this is like, I accidentally cut the deck, like, backwards. I feel like that's significant because maybe you feel like things are out of order, like your priorities are out of line, you don't have your life together straight. Everything seems like a contradiction. Like, what I'm getting here is like, you've given up fighting, you've given up like trying to move towards something and, you know, reach out for, you know, what I'm getting here is like a love connection, but it could extend to platonic. It feels like a love connection, like, oh, I've been getting all these signs that something's gonna come in for me, but then on the flip side of that, 222 on the timer as confirmation. On the flip side of that, all these things of like, I don't care anymore, and it feels like so chaotic because it's like, oh, the one time I finally am like supposed to like give a fuck, right? Like, it's just now, like, now's the time you're gonna choose to have me do all this. Like, it just feels so contradictory, and everything feels like maybe backwards in some way. Maybe everything feels kind of chaotic, your priorities are out of order, you're shifting and you feel it, but you're not entirely sure what direction you're shifting. And so it's like you're not entirely sure where to invest your emotions, but you're still trying to move forward. But like, it's like these things it's like it's holding you back a little bit because it's like you're trying to move forward, but you don't know the direction you're trying to move. And because you've already reached some of your goals, and so now you're not entirely sure where to go next. Yeah, the Hermit reverse, the Four of Cups reverse, and the Fool reverse. I keep pulling sets of threes. I think three is a significant number for this collective. Maybe you've always been like third time lucky or something. Or you've been seeing the number three a lot, or birds in groups of threes. But this feels like it's like I've done the introspection, 55 on the timer. I've done the introspection. I've done the meditating. I'm done with that. And I still, like, am not entirely sure, like, where I want to go. But the thing is that you've already started your next adventure, your next journey, your next thing. It's like liminal space is what's coming through. I felt really called to light a candle for the goddess Hecate. I'm always like struggling with pronunciation. Hecate, I think is how you say it in Greek. Anyways, I felt called to light a candle for her, and it wouldn't light, but that's a me issue. Anyway, it wouldn't light, and she's the goddess of liminal spaces. I feel like her presence is very strong, or the concept of her is very strong in this reading specifically. You're just in such an in-between spot. Yeah, these two feel like the most significant cards. Is you've done the reflection, you started your journey, but you're like not entirely sure where you're going. And what I'm hearing from her is enjoy the birth or enjoy the rebirth and enjoy the doorway, because that's where the growth happens. And what I'm hearing is integration, because it's true. Integration shows, like, yeah, you done these things, but, like, can you move past them? Like, can you get those lessons that you learned and can you apply them? Like, can you do that shadow work and carry it with you? And also, it's like, there's so much beauty in the in-between. Caterpillars don't just suddenly turn into butterflies. I think butterflies are significant. Fully reversed again. But maybe monarch butterflies are specifically important to somebody. What else? Yeah. You're not entirely sure where you're going. And honestly, that's okay. It's okay to not be sure. There's beauty in that. Sometimes you don't need to be making a decision. Also, I'm feeling called to say you're already on the path. I'm getting drawn to what I was told in a personal reading, actually. And it was an image of waves. Sometimes you'll look at water and it looks like super still on the surface, be that a river or like a more calm area of like the ocean, right? And you'll look at it and you'll think, oh, there's like nothing happening here. There's no waves, there's no movement, like nothing. Excuse me. But then if you stick your hand in or you stick your foot in or you sit down, there's this giant undertow. And right now this feels like an undertow moment in your life, but all of it's subconscious. All of this is a test to see what can you integrate. 111 is the time here currently. So what can you integrate? What can you continue to apply even though the pressure is no longer there? If that makes sense. Like, what lessons did you actually learn? How many times do we have to repeat this pattern? Because those things about, like, oh, what's meant for you is never gonna miss you, right? That goes both ways. A lesson that's meant for you is never gonna miss you, and a blessing that's meant for you is never gonna miss you. So, this is just, like, a moment to see, like, this is a subconscious undertow, if you will. Itchy nose, I guess, to confirm. It all feels like significant because maybe you feel at a loss. Maybe you've been putting in a ton of effort into like something like inner child work and healing traumatic wounds and moving on from the past, but it's like, and all of this happened and for what? Like, Nine of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Honestly, this is kind of like, I'm wanting to say what comes down will come back up. Because of the, like, a law of opposites, or whatever it is. I can't remember the exact word. But what feels more accurate is like a wave, it's gonna move up and down. And right now, maybe you're in that down period. So any final advice? The Hangman reverse. Same card I actually got in my personal reading. This is all about a shift in perspective. So what you really need to change is your mindset and your outlook on the situation. What can you learn? Where can you integrate? And how can you enjoy the journey?